Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be playing some single-player survival. That is survival, not hardcore, not ultra-hardcore, not super mega, whatever. And that's because I want to die in-game. Yeah, that was not really a good way to start this one out, but I just want to interact with some of the things I don't usually interact with in hardcore. And I want a little bit more of a chill run, is the idea. And about the name of the world, I am going to be looking for some name suggestions in the comments, and I'll be doing that for a lot of the names in this world because I want this to sort of be like our world or something. Now, I did pick the seed for this world, but I only looked at the starting biome and one other feature that I would like to surprise you guys with, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that in this episode. And I did install some of the mods that I made from the hardcore video. I kept everything but the bed changes. And while I explained a lot of what the mods did in that video, I didn't actually run into all of the changes, so I didn't explain them there. And other than that, there's a few tiny mods and quality of life stuff, including a data pack that adds more armor trim colors. And I'm planning on not using elytras, nor either shulker boxes or ender chests. I haven't quite decided yet. One last thing is I'm turning off phantoms. Alright, that's about it, so let's get started. Yeah, I picked a cherry grove biome. I mean, if you're gonna be playing a 1.20 survival world, you kind of have to, you know? You gotta experience all the new stuff. So with my progression mod, it is a lot harder to get stone tools, so I am gonna make all the wooden tools right now. I will be needing some gravel for flint, so yoink. And I'm gonna spend most of the first day just wrangling animals, so I don't have to worry about food in the future. So I'll compost some petals and bone meal 1 wheat so I can grab some cows and sheep. During the night I managed to get 3 string for a seek, so I had access to flint tools. I spent the next day and a half trying to wrangle rabbits and make a pen secure enough for their hops, and man, do rabbits suck. They kept getting stuck on these 1-block jumps and I had to push them so they stopped hopping in place. It was a disaster, but eventually I managed to get some rabbits, and I had to rebuild the pen even taller than the original one, but it eventually was good enough. After that, I scanned the mountain for some caves, made a bucket so I could start a small farm, and then I decided it was time to go on a slightly longer caving expedition. I came back with a little bit more iron, and I went over to a nearby village to get the plants that I was missing. The village had a blacksmith with nothing crazy in it, but what was really cool was the skeleton spawner at Y111, which gave me all the string I needed to make a bundle. I went back to searching for a cave and managed to find a pretty good one at the water-filled one. There was an ancient city at the bottom of the cave, so I headed back to the surface to avoid mining for a little bit by going to the nether. Nothing immediately jumped out at me, so I just went back to the city to clear it out. I got a lot of good stuff out of this ancient city. I found a bunch of enchanted golden apples, skeleton skulls, great enchanted books, including Swift Sneak, and enough diamonds for an enchanting table. Eventually my inventory got pretty full, but not before I found the ward armor trim, which is our first armor trim of this world. There were also a ton of books in the city, so when I got back to the surface I was able to get started enchanting. With my enchanting rework, you spend levels and lapis to increase the level of one of the enchantments on your item. Previously rare enchantments now require that the item already has some enchantments applied to it, so you can't just get fortune right away. The system removes the randomness, while also requiring a lot more levels overall. And since you could use early levels to enchant, I made it so that the early levels cost a lot more experience to level up. I went back once I cleared my inventory to get the last few books, and then I made a recovery compass for when I inevitably die. I wanted to build a house, and I had a pretty specific build palette in mind, so I went to the Nether to gather a bunch of quartz. One of my mods actually nerfs Fortune, which was mostly intended to influence the diamond and iron grind, but it really sucked for quartz. There's one way to get quartz that I added that I plan to get to in a future episode, so it shouldn't be that bad. And I got very distracted by this bastion. The first chest had the netherite upgrade template and soul speed 3, but I wanted to get all the gold. I forgot the roots were a thing because I had just got done speedrunning in 1.16.1. I managed though. Making the speedrunning video helped so much because I didn't even know where any of the gold blocks were in the housing bastions before. When I got back, I gave up all hope of organizing these chests. I really needed a house. Eventually I had enough quartz, and now I needed cherry wood. I also needed deep slate, so I made a ladder down to the depths, and what do you know? There was another ancient city. I didn't have any plans for an ancient city, but since there was one directly below where my starter base was going to be, I might change my mind. Finally, I got started building the house. There were a few more things I needed to put the finishing touches on the house. Moss, azalea leaves, and clay, so I went looking for a lush cave. I went east and found nothing but a cute little puppy. Feel free to give me some name suggestions in the comments. On the way back though, I found 3 zombie villagers in the cherry blossom forest, so naturally I captured them. This time I went west and found what I was looking for. I gathered clay and went home to finish the house.